What is an eclipse anyway?
A solar eclipse happens when the moon's shadow falls somewhere along the surface of the Earth. When it lines up perfectly, you have a total eclipse of the sun. But how can this be, that the sun is so much bigger than the moon? Well, it turns out even though the sun is 400 times larger than the moon, it's also 400 times further away. When these two perfectly align, it casts a shadow across.
Why is it such a big deal?
So what makes this one so special? Well, the last time this type of eclipse happened across so much of the United States, it was 1979, way before any of you were born.
If Sylvania happened to be in the path of totality, we would see a total eclipse of the sun. As it is, we are located a little bit off of the path, and we will end up seeing about 82% of our sun covered by the moon here in Toledo.
So what can we expect in Sylvania? The eclipse will start at 1:02 p.m. and will reach its maximum at 2:27 p.m. It will then continue until it ends at 3:48 p.m.
So we all know what happens in a normal day in the Northview parking lot at 2:25. Imagine what will happen on eclipse day.
From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intention?
After all, it's not every day you get to see this.
Why can't we stare at the sun?
On a sunny day, when you look at the sun, you don't look at it for very long, because if you look at it for too long, it'll burn your eyes and you'll look away because it hurts. But on an eclipse day, over 80% of the sun will be blocked, so it will be much dimmer for your eyes. So when you look at it, it actually tricks your eyes into thinking that it's not as bright and it doesn't cause as much pain. According to a pediatric ophthalmologist, that's a kid's eye doctor, you could literally stare at the solar eclipse for about 10 minutes and it won't feel painful. But what's really happening is you are literally burning the cells off of your retina. And once that happens, there is no fix and there is no repair. Long-term exposure to UV radiation without proper eye protection can lead to permanent scarring of your retina, which can show up as graying, fuzziness, and even black spots in your vision.
So how do we safely watch the eclipse?
Are sunglasses good enough to watch the eclipse, you ask? Well, the simple answer is no. Sunglasses are never good enough to watch an eclipse. The eclipse glasses will protect over 100,000 times more UV radiation than a sunglass. So if you don't have a pair of these, do not look directly into the sun.
Another method you can use is the pinhole camera. You go ahead and take a piece of cardstock, cut a rectangle or square in it, overlay it with some aluminum foil and put a pinhole in the middle of it. When the sun shines on the pinhole, the light diffracts and casts an image on the screen.
If you have a little bit more time, you can make a viewer out of a cardboard box and some basic supplies. Place a piece of white paper in the bottom of the box. Secure it with a little bit of tape. Then cut holes in the top of the box opposite the paper. Once you do that, cover one of the holes with aluminum foil and secure with tape. Use a dowel pin or other sharp object to punch a small hole in the aluminum foil. The sun will go through the aluminum foil just like it did with our piece of paper. Put the lid back on the box and tip the box towards the sun. You can now look into the box and see the sun safely for the eclipse.
So I'm going to show you how to use a pair of binoculars and a piece of cardstock to view the eclipse safely. This takes a little bit of practice, so you may want to try it before the day of the eclipse. If you go ahead and take your binoculars and line them up with the sun. Okay, so as you can see, you got it? As you can see some of the clouds going across the sun right now. It's a much bigger image if you can use a pair of binoculars with some lenses on it. And I can go ahead and view the sun safely by looking at it on the paper.